Driving like mad. Things happen when those wild, dry winds dart down the canyons like a pack of wild dogs, like yucca-skirted dervishes whirling in winter. It rushes in from the east, this bush-burning miracle, coming instead of cold to brush a thin and golden smoke across a dry December sky. After stepping from their cars wearing opulent furs with next to nothing underneath, they roam and stroll Rodeo Drive to shop where shopping is most dear, the wealthy of the world. It's Christmas, and all the cultures of the world come together, if not to bestow, then at least to delight in all the things that they can buy. Things happen after stepping from their cars, when those wild, dry winds wearing opulent furs dart down the canyons with next to nothing underneath, like a pack of wild dogs. They roam and stroll Rodeo Drive like yucca-skirted dervishes to shop where shopping is most dear, whirling in winter, the wealthy of the world. It rushes in from the east. It's Christmas, this bush-burning miracle, and all the cultures of the world come together, coming, if not to bestow, then, instead of cold, at least to brush a thin and golden smoke to delight across a dry December sky in all the things that they can buy. They're there, all right. Not the half-a-second flash that's wished upon, then gone. Not the cardinal flare above the pole, nor its whirling mate, the bear. Au lieu, l'obscure mécanique céleste. This, the force that bends the twinkle, twists the star. Oh, and how we wonder what you are. To be in being by effect is maybe being not at all. And yet we know they're there, all right. Irresistible, in fact. But to look at, nothing much. No starlight, no star bright. There is nothing there for sight. Just an absence and attraction. A gravity that swallows whole and holds the insubstantial light longer, deeper than the deepest light. At anything, really. The wonder that one can wonder is a wonder truly, because we are so undeserving of such copious transcendental joy, an intrinsic gift that the nature of our nature is such that we can wonder at the very nature of things, why it is so wonderful. At anything on earth, really. A sunset with orange clouds, the curve of waist and hip and thigh, a multicolored stone, even something as simple as a relationship, one to another number. It's a wonder that at this we are dumbstruck, awed, astounded, because something in our minds, but can't fully understand. The wonder that one can wonder at anything on earth is really a sunset with orange clouds, the curve of waist and hip and thigh, a multicolored stone, a wonder truly. Even something as simple as a relationship, because we are one to another, so undeserving of such copious number. It's a wonder that at this transcendental joy we are dumbstruck, an intrinsic odd gift, that the nature of our nature astounded is such, because something in our minds that we can wonder at, minds, the very nature of things, but can't fully understand why it is so wonderful. Lapidary lollipops. The young women of Paris look like warm lollipops. Sugared faces, sugared calves, sugared fingers elaborately wrapped in the newest styles. Are their heels and toes and navels and breasts sugar as well? old stone holding a shape, mortared by need, by wind, an ancient wall, any wall, piss-stained and aggregate along some cobbled way. Rue de, place de, boulevard, there simply to divide and space one urban action from another. The young women of Paris look like worn old stone, lollipops, sugared faces holding a shape mortared by sugared calves, kneed by sugared fingers, wind elaborately wrapped in an ancient wall, the newest any wall styles, piss-stained and aggregate along some cobbled way. Are there heels and rue de, toes and place de, navels and boulevard, breasts, there simply to divide sugar and space, one urban action as well from another? April and an orange grove. Outside, April and an orange grove, and as irrelevant to us just then as a pair of painted jaguars on a circus tent, since to us just then on the awkward stage of a cramped back seat, we are where we ache to be when we are anywhere else, outside of time and unconscious of space while alone, together. We perform love's most acrobatic and death-defying act. Adolf, or the Red Man. If Charlie Chaplin had lost weight because he just wasn't eating very well, or if Hitler had escaped from his bunker in Berlin that April wearing a second-hand blue blazer with deep red trim, and if either one of them now lived in a tiny studio apartment half a block from the 15th Street projects where he, whichever one you choose to see, had lost his mind and covered both his hands and his face with bright red paint every day before going out to bum quarters and smoke discarded cigarette butts. This would have to be he. The spitten image of a once-was famous man now lost in time, poverty, and an uneven application of cosmetic red paint. Finally, Needles, California. Cheap, oh deliciously cheap. To spend the night in Needles in a white undecorated room at a roadside motel, the temperature slowly fading from 117 outside, while the inside is noisily and unevenly chilled by a groaning, gurgling air conditioner. The baby in the crib whining, the wife pink and disheveled in a torn nightgown, covering to little effect, revealing little of interest. The husband, father, poet, nude on the bed, reading a cheap science fiction novel propped on his undeniably softening, increasingly hairy, and exceptionally white tummy. A moment of rest for these brave pioneers, about to cross the great California desert in a small rented